And fall in, my fellow scouts, to a free-for-all battle today. It's a 4-player free-for-all in the Mountain Pass, sent to me by Morris, who's commanding Mordor today, so thank you Morris for the replay. If you guys would like to see your own Total War replays featured here on this channel, like Thursday's Reforged, then you can post them to the links here displayed on your screen, which you'll find in the video's description below. The first of which is my Discord ID, where you can post replays to me directly if you so wish, my email at scoutsoфentertainment@gmail.com, and the final link is an invite to join my Discord server, Scouts Reconnaissance, where you can post your Total War replays into the Battle Replay sub-channel. Hope to hear from you soon. I also have various funding options available if you guys would like to support my work. It really does help the channel and the Discord grow, but if you'd like to support the channel in other ways, guys, then smashing the like button is greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't already, it helps build up the channel. Tick that bell for notifications so you stay up to date with all the latest content as it drops. And leave your own thoughts about this battle in the comment section below. With that, let's get underway today. So, we'll start with Morris's army, of course. And he's got some Mordor infantry and Mordor halberds here mixed in with each other. I think maybe 2 units of each here in this small little pack. Next we have some small chosen. I think maybe he's got maybe 2 units of Mordor halberds, in fact, across this line here. We have some Sauron's Will, some Temple Executioners armoured up, some Sauron's Will again. We have some Olak High, some Orc Javelins, and another unit of Mordor infantry. Up here, we've got some Orc Maulers, Temple Guard here, love those guys, very accurate. Great for sniping out elite units and cavalry. Next we have some Nazgul here behind them. And we've also got some Uruk Captains next, and some Adunium Shadowbows here, and some Moron Archers. And with that, let's go to the first of his opponents today. We have Orcs in the Misty Mountains here, commanded by Meven. G'day Meven. He's got 2 units of War Riders here, and Bolg's Champions. So it's a little bit heavy on the cav for a battle like this. I always do question cavalry on maps with mountainous terrain. Like, there's a very limited window to use cavalry. I don't think anyone's going to fight Meven here on the plains. So if he tries to use his cavalry in the mountains, it's going to be very difficult for him to get lots of kills in his case. I'm not sure where the rest of his army is, we'll have to come back to them later. Okay, next we have Calm, commanded by Kbtuck, the Greasy Italian. I think I've seen the Greasy Italian once before, a while ago. We have some Nurat Footmen here, 2 units. 3 units of Nurat Halberds, Brotherhood of the Bow, Variag Warriors, Nomadic Marauders, Nomadic Light Cavalry, looks to be a light archer unit. We have some Nurat Footmen over here. Some Nurat Stormguard, Brotherhood of the Axe, love those guys. Brotherhood of the Sword, again, my 2 favourite Brotherhoods I reckon, Brotherhood of the Sword and the Axe. There's some Nurat Windblades here, Variag Warriors and Brotherhood of the Spear. Again, elite cavalry, very expensive cavalry in fact, brought to a battle like this. I think the person today with the strongest army is the Smelly Ogre, who's commanded the realm of Mirkwood, just by looking at it. He's got some Highland 200 heavy swords here armoured up. We've got some Blades of Endure, 2 units there. 2 units of Hurek Spearmen, not armoured up at all. Some Hurlang 200 heavy swords armoured. Some Hurr sword and shields, again not armoured up. Same goes with the High Peng archers here, 2 units not armoured. Some Woodland Protectors here. Some Elders of the Elven King. Maybe some Woodland Realm Patrol. Maybe some Greenwood Rangers. We'll find out later, of course. But that's it here, guys. So, get this free-for-all started. Enjoy. Now, I think the reason he armoured up the 200 heavy swords here, and not the Hurek or Hurorth, is because they have larger armour values because they actually have shields. They're holding shields, whereas the Hurlang swords, guys, just hold a 2-handed heavy sword, and so they lack the same armor. So he wants to keep them alive a little bit extra longer, and that's probably where the units to armor up. So wise choices there from Smelly Ogre. And we found the rest of Meven's army here, just coming around the corner here, very eerily coming around the corner there. They are Orcs in the Misty Mountains, and they do own the mountains. So this is probably one of the best entries I've seen for a player that has the Orcs in the Misty Mountains army. We have some Heavy Goblin Spears here, looks to be maybe 3 units of them. Some White Uruk Fearmongers, Cave Trolls, some Mountain Uruk Host. I can't tell. Whoa, hang on, what happened there? Something just knocked those guys down. And there's only Meven's forces here in the area. So what made them do that? Looks like I've got some heavy goblin crossbows here as well. trying to get a bead on them. Nah, I can't see anything. All I see is spears and hosts for now. I guess we'll find out later. He's still not appearing on the map. His entire army. With the exception of the wargs, of course. Heading into the mountains, that's fun. Temple Guard here firing away. Who are they trying to shoot at? Yeah, it's good they hold their fire. Right now they're shooting at low to mid-tier troops. I placed Nearad halberds and footmen on the mid-tier side of things. But they don't have great armor values. They are handy to have, but I don't place too much stock in them. If you're playing as Khan, you really rely on your Brotherhood and Nearad Stormguard to bring you home, and the Nearad Windblades if you have the room to move them around, or room to use them is a better way of putting it, I think. Okay, yep, Ruined Rangers, he does have them. He bought 2 units of them. That's a little bit crazy there, Ogre. It would have cost him a small penalty to do that. He's got a strong army despite the penalty. He's got a bit of firepower here. He's definitely going to try and use the mountainous terrain here to get his archers in prime position. Now, Meven probably shouldn't go down to face him. He probably has to wait for Mirkwood to come to him. Mainly because, you know, the elves have the high ground. It favours their archers. If he tries to assault that position, the elves will just pick him off. Deplete his forces and before he really even gets close. By the time he does slam into the ranks, he'll have basically no army left. He'll be too heavily damaged and it'll start to fall apart under any real pressure from the elves. But if he's going to march down, good for him. It's a bit of a challenge. It's almost an impossible challenge. I thought I saw crossbows before, but I guess I didn't see them. He's brought no missile units whatsoever. Big mistake. Okay, Temple Guard's firing away. They're firing to the Nearad Stormguard. And we've got Brotherhood of the Shadows here. These guys throw daggers. And they're pretty decent in melee. He's got 2 units of them. And there's the general here, and a Brotherhood of the Bow unit. A little bit unusual to see him in that unit. Greasy here's got to be careful. He doesn't want to fall back his front line too far. It makes it easier for Mordor to move up and potentially snipe out his general with the Temple Guard. He's got his cavalry in the rear. Yeah, hopefully Smelly doesn't attack him from the rear. I think the best way for Mirkwood to win this fight might be to actually sally down, attack Khan from the rear, move down his archers here, and just fire upon Meven as he moves down the hill. I mean, the mountain pass here forces his troops into a bottleneck, munches them up, even in loose formation. I just don't see Orcs and Misty Mountains being a real threat in this battle. Spears are getting a little bit close. I'm wondering where the Withering Patrol is. They're not firing, I don't think. He's got both units of rangers here firing. Yeah, they're firing. Wow, this is a dream for Meven. He's been handed a gift. What is Ogre up to? The way to play this easily is to get your Withering Patrol where your rangers are, move your rangers back for now, bring your rangers back up when the battle's fully engaged and the troops are bunched up together. They've got the high ground, they can easily use the rangers at a later time. I don't know why Smelly Ogre is doing this, it's a tactical error. But this is great news, I reckon, for Meven. He couldn't be asking for better. And he's racing down the trolls here, trying to put some pressure here on Ogre. And it seems to be working. We've got some reinforcements coming down the hill right now. Okay, it looks like Khan and Mordor are finally about to engage. Mag-like cavalry firing away. Royal archers taking a few hits. Morris really putting himself out there. Well, Morris has got to be careful here when he charges into Kbtuck. Could easily outflank him here from the hill. So watch out for those forces. Get a unit up here. Just sort of block off their advance. I think he's already here. He's maneuvering a unit more on the infantry into position to do just that. To make sure he doesn't get outflanked at least straight away. It'll buy some time. Now this would be a great... Where's the Junior Shadowbows? This is a great opportunity for them. I mean, Kbtuck has these forces here bunched up heavily over here. He can even get hits on the general here. He can go straight for the halberd unit, and he could be hitting the general right now. Morris is charging out one of his best units front and center with no support. He killed 6 of the captains. Yeah, 6. Now they're charging up with support. Mirkwood does have decent armor. And in this case they are supported, so you know they won't abandon you at least straight away. Now, if Kbtuck... Oh no, hang on. The Marauders here do have a good shot. At first I thought they didn't, because I saw them firing directly vertically. Now that archer fire though is from light tier archers, so that's not the worst in the world for Morris. But what is important is he's got to make sure he has enough in the tank to deal with the Norad Stormguard, both the spear, axe and swords. Temple Executioner's under fire. He's got to get him into the fight. And they might be targeting the bow with the axe. Okay, he's trying to target them. Probably needs to pull back his Olag High. Well, the spear we can see moving up on the right flank. Temple Guard here. I think they're trying to snipe out the Varag Bowmen, trying to buy some time, provide some cover for the Union Shadowbows. Yeah, what's important here is that Morris is using his Union Shadowbows to target the best part of Kbtuck's army here. Kbtuck should probably try to redeploy if he can. It might be a little bit too late, but if he can, he should redeploy these forces to the right side where the hill can provide them some cover. You know, we've got body piercing ammunition coming in here, so these guys here, if he's trying to use them as a meat shield, won't work. They're just going to get torn up, same as everyone else. So Morris is doing pretty well over here. These Obsidian Shadowbows are giving him the edge he needs. You see Orc Javelins here targeting the Brotherhood of the Shadows. Yeah, Brotherhood of the Shadows' line of sight is pretty particular as well. It's a bit frustrating. But you'd think he'd be able to hit the units down below. I don't know why these units would be struggling. They should have a shot. Let's head back over here, see where things are at. Dogs champions just watching over the battle. 97 brogue. Now this is probably the worst thing that could have happened to Meven. He's pushed outwards and he's basically opening himself up to all sorts of arrow fire. He should have been trying to face Mirkwood head on up the hill, not push him all the way to the left, to the right. Well, good news for him, at least they're out of ammunition here for now. They should still have ammo. That unit reformed and came back, good for them. Yeah, Bolg's champions have no charge here. Might be going to say hi here to Khan. Wait and see. Did Morris have 2 units of Orc Javelins? He did. And the Orc Javelins have it out for the Brotherhood of the Shadows today. Okay, so Mordor and Khan here looking a bit thin on the right flank. Mordor pushing up with some aggression. We've got Nazgul over here too, that's very important. With a Nazgul here, that should give Mordor the edge he needs to win this fight on the right flank. All javelins coming through, but they're a light tier troop. And they run out of ammunition. Temple Guard here, I don't know who they're firing at. We've got Doom Shadowbows here with ammunition still. We've got Orc Maulers up here and Moron Infantry. I swear I saw Maulers. Did I see Maulers? Yeah, I did. The Varag Bowman, I don't know why. Yeah, KB, all the ammunition is being shot into the side of the hill. Or the ledge. Should have redeployed his forces just to face this direction. Even then, he can only target the troops furthest over here. Okay, well, most of Kbtuck's army here is starting to break up. Brotherhood of the Bow must be must be out of ammunition if they're in the fight. Now look, if KB is going to stay away like this and not do cycle charges, then all that Morris has to do here is station some, I think Mere Smoggle Chosen, or I Is it, or more on halberds if he has any left? I don't know. Yeah, he's still got some left. Station him at the pass here, but this pass is a bit wide. He just needs to ensure he doesn't get recharged, you know. That could be what Kbtuck is hoping for. You know, he runs away, he hopes Morris forgets about him. Morris starts attacking Orcs in Misty Mountains or Mirkwood. Then, you know, Khan comes back, attacks you from the rear. That could be his strategy at this point. Okay, Morris is victorious there, but he's still got to conquer the forces here on the hill. KB trying to salvage what he has left. Yeah, look, I think it's in Morris's interest if he comes up this way. It has two advantages. One, it can help him finish off the infantry of Khan, and two, it can help him defend against the cavalry of KB as well. I only lost 13. Could be worse. Where's the Windblades going? Oh, this is a fresh unit here of Sauron's Will. Jeez, not a unit Morris wants to lose here. Get the Temple Guard firing on these guys. Take out the Windblades. That's a bigger threat to his army right now. Just charge forth, guys. That's a better charge from the Windblades for sure. It's a great charge from the Windblades. Took out almost half the unit. He's trying to save his Sauron's Will. Look, Morris has to deal with this. You can't ignore him. He's not making moves to shut down these attacks. Somehow KB's managed to kill at least another 100 of his men. I think Morris could have dealt with this a bit sooner. Fortunately for him, the Royal Hood of the Bow broke. Windblades, unfortunately for him, are still around. Don't try and chase after cavalry, guys. I always say this, it doesn't work. You can't catch horses. You just can't. Oh, this isn't good. Not for Morris, anyway. Meven needs to hold the high ground here. Seriously, Meven's forces does seem to be a bit small for his army. Even bringing 2 units of cave trolls, I would have thought he could have brought much, much more. Oh, that's snow trolls. Okay, that makes more sense. But he shouldn't be sending the Morris's direction here. I think it's in Meven's best interest here to work with Morris to take on Smelly Ogre. He by far has the strongest army at this point on the field. And that's the thing with free-for-alls, guys. You got to change up your strategies. I mean, I do it all the time whenever I play free-for-alls. Oh, nice sniping there. Brother of the Bow came back. Sometimes players just want to destroy each other because they got a rivalry between them and they just don't care. I've been in a few of those situations myself, and I think, nah, we're just gonna kill each other. I want to win this battle, no matter what, to the end. Other times, we agree to a peaceful withdrawal, and we pull out and try to face their opponent. But usually at that point, we lose anyway. It's all that when you decide to pull out, you gotta watch out. You gotta watch what your opponents. You gotta check out the size of their armies, how much ammunition they've spent. If they've defeated their opponent pretty quickly, if they have, then it makes things more difficult for you and your opponent to defeat them later on, like whoever wins your fight. But the rule of thumb to determine the ultimate victor of a free-for-all is who gets the most kills in a battle. Now that's not easy if a player is facing off against an elven faction, because elves don't have too many soldiers per unit. They're an elite tier faction, in my opinion. But if you can beat your elven opponent and you can get the most kills in the battle, then that just makes you look super cool. And it has happened. It has happened. Okay guys, so I thought I'd come back briefly and show this. We've got Morrissey just peppering Meven's forces here. Sorry, KB's forces. Meven's also missing out, it's my bad. Just taking some pot shots at him. We've got Woodland Realm Patrol here. These guys, I don't think have used any ammunition as of yet. Looking at this. I know one unit has, the other one hasn't. Not the worst in the world, but Morris is pretty exposed to them right now. He's probably going to get his Temple Guard in place with it. I think he is. Looking over there. Yeah, he is. He probably needs to target... Jeez. I'd probably go the Woodland Protectors myself. You reckon? You reckon the Protectors can hit you from here? I reckon they can. The angle is good enough for the Woodland Protectors to throw their javelins up, arc over the ledge here and hit your troops. But Morris has determined that the Woodland Realm Patrol are the bigger threat. It's unclear how much ammunition Temple Guard has left. Geez, they were at 27 I thought before, now they're down to 18. He pulled back through fear of losing his general. I get that. But this is where, if Khan has any cavalry left, I'm sure Morris could use it. And the Snow Trolls. The Snow Trolls could be pretty handy to attack the Woodland Realm Patrol over here. I mean, if those trolls are going to come this way. What's going on over here? We've got Black Bear Mountain Berserkers. Goblin Infantry. That's a little bit weird. We've got Mountain Orc Berserkers. So it looks like Meven was trying to not show the full extent of his hand here. He was playing it a bit sneaky today. This does make a bit more sense as to why his army was so small before. It didn't really make sense. Like he had no archers and his army seemed too small regardless of that. Yeah, hopefully Meven doesn't attack Morris, because Morris is going to have a tough time fighting Smelly Ogre as it is. His forces are already exposed to those archers. He's got to deal with the Woodland Protectors here. Now, I think combined, KB, the Greasy, Italian, Meven and Morris combined forces could overwhelm Smelly Ogre. But, right now Smelly Ogre has the quality, he has the high ground. It's going to be a tough ask for all three players to try and overcome him. I mean, the last thing those three players should do right now is fight each other. They need to sort of take on Smelly Ogre. And Smelly Ogre needs to prove how good he is. Can he repel all 3 players? He's easily the biggest threat right now. But I suppose Morris is thinking that it's easier for him to get kills here on KB. So, you know, he's probably just doing this to improve his kill count. He's got a lot of kills already. And don't forget, Ogre's already been fighting Orcs in Misty Mountain, so he's got a lot of kills himself. And Morris's quest to get more kills here, it could be helping Smelly get more kills later and take the lead and be the last man standing. Like, win both awards here, being the last man standing and get the most kills. So I think this is not a good strategy from Morris right now to destroy the KB. KB and him should have agreed to a truce and pulled back. This is not ideal. Bit of a slow charge there, but it seemed to be alright. Looks like the Woodland Protectors here have used up their javelins, and that's great news for the remaining players. Don't do anything stupid, Meven and Morris. You guys have enough problems as it is. And if you're that worried about friendly fire, then just don't put your troops on auto fire, you know? Take your troops off auto fire, shoot the targets you want to shoot. KB is suiciding himself right now. KB should have gone in first. He should have tried to soften up Smelly as best he could, followed up by Morris here on the left flank, while Meven attacks him from the right. That should have been the way it went down. Now we've got the Bolgs champions here. They're pretty much through the Wind Realm Patrol, and they can get directly into the high-paying archers. You're out of ammunition, but still, these are easy, good kills. And then it's with the Wardens of Ummelknock behind them. I mean, the gap is opened. This would be good kills here for Meven. You can get more kills with the Bolgs champions for sure. Who are you shooting? You know, Smelly Ogre here. Yeah, see, the troops are shooting upwards. He's not giving them the best angle. And you could easily do so. You just need to move down the Herpang archers to this little brown spot here. Put the Wardens in their position, and then that opens up the field of fire big time. And they can shoot more accurately, get more kills, get more hits. Now, you shouldn't waste your ammunition like this. If your troops aren't shooting good, stop your fire, move into a better position, fire again, see where the arrows are going. Don't just target your enemy and think that your arrows are going to hit them. They're not. Not always. Player can fire his archers, come back at the end of the game, think, hang on, they only got 10 kills, what the hell happened? This one's shooting right. Alright, it looks like there is some communication here between Meven and Morris. This is good to see. This battle's going to be getting a bit more interesting here towards the end. Okay guys, Meven has moved up. Morris unfortunately did not move up with him at the time. And I actually was criticising Morris when I was seeing this. Because now Meven's about to begin his attack and Morris is not in position. He's still got a bit ways to run before he can get into combat. Meven was moving up and Morris was just standing there. I think that was a huge error on Morris's part. Because right now Meven's begun his attack. And by the time Morris gets there, this attack could be stalled. And Mirkwood could be pushing back on him, making it easier for Mirkwood to deal with Morris's own army. Meven can only throw Smelly off his back foot for so long. before Ogre's able to right himself. Now Meven's best hope here for his cavalry is to simply run around here. He's got space to move. And he can charge into the heavy swords. Remember, they're not spears. They're not pikes. Cavalry can own these guys with a good charge. These guys here being targeted by the elders of the Elven King. That's not a good thing. Now Morris is running, and Ogre does have his wardens on one monk here. And they didn't fire all the ammunition. Kind of looks like Smelly Ogre had tunnel vision. He just became so focused on Meven's forces he didn't even notice Morris move around. His wardens on one monk got ambushed. That was clear. So Smelly Ogre, I thought he was bringing these forces to face Morris before, but him pulling the back just makes it easier for Mordor to get kills on him, take it from the rear. Elders of the Elven King. These guys here are a decent melee unit, and they still have ammo. Alright, now what Smelly simply needs to do to salvage this and regain control of this battle, I reckon, get the high-paying archers up here on the hill, gives them a slight elevation, and they can fire into the bulk of Morris's forces here as Morris is coming at him. They can weaken that army enough for maybe the wardens on the monk to gain the upper hand with the hurling 200 heavy swords. But, you know, oh no, Morris has charged through with the Nearest Wall Chosen. I don't know what his plans are for him. Oh no, the Hopang Archers just ran out of ammo. Maybe the plan is to get into the Elders of the Elven King ranks. I'm just wondering who they're firing into. So cool. He's firing into both of them. I think he's I don't know who he's targeting. Hopefully he's targeting Mirkwood. I mean, him and Meven are meant to be working together. It's not in Morris's best interest to kill Meven's forces here or damage them. He needs Meven to kill or wound the elves. Okay, that could be, I think, Morris's general there, which is not good news. Their captain's down to 2. Okay, Meven just lost his general. Yep, Ogre's the last one with his general still alive. Goblin infantry down there, but those guys are useless. They'll break the moment the elves charge into them. Or when even the elves get close to them. And 37 Black Bear Mountain Berserkers here. I'd be a bit confident if I was Meven. You know, I like the Black Bear Mountain Berserkers. I have a lot of faith in them. In intense situations to do well, as long as they're not being fired upon. I always say this is the kind of environment they excel in. Close quarter combat, no missile fire. And the elves at this point are heavily damaged themselves. The question is, do the elders of the Elven King do enough damage on them so they will succumb to their wounds? Now, I'm not sure what happened to Morris's Nazgul. It's possible the Bolg's champions charge down and kill them. I don't see them anywhere. Oh, there they are. No, Meven left them alone, so that's lucky there for Morris. Okay, look, Morris has got to be careful here. He's got to move his Nazgul back a little bit. They could start taking on the Blackback Mountain Berserkers. It's going to be tight. Temple Executioners versus Elders of the Elven King. I lean towards the Elders mainly because the Temple Executioners have been fighting for a little while. They are damaged a little bit, whereas the Elders of the Elven King are pretty fresh. Well, that orc is not coming home. That Elven commander just slashed him with his scythe. Damn, he needed that Sauron's will. It could have given him a valuable edge in battle. But I managed to kill 4 of them. I'm down to 10. Pretty fair fight. Well, the Nazgul's still alive. Maybe not. Executioner's down to 14. Things are looking up here for Smelly Ogre. I think Smelly Ogre is going to pull away with this one. It's a half-fought victory, well earned. So I probably will time 6 speed it, I think, to the end. The Doom Shadowbow's wavering, but didn't break until they were down to 5. That's pretty good. Executioners fought to the last man. So, Smelly Ogre takes the cake just slightly from Morris there on 2,473. So well done, Smelly Ogre. Last man standing and most kills award goes to him. Morris there, second place. 2020. Ironic, considering it's 2020. Kbtuck, 1293. Meven, 1,137. So good kill counts there from all players. Everyone did alright. Temple Guard here 130, Nazgul 239, Olak High 138, Captains 160, Adunium Shadowbows 375, good job there. Orc Javelins 29 to 125. I think the reason for that is one unit of Orc Javelins was targeting Brotherhood of the Axe, our Storm Guard, units with high armor, high health. The other unit was targeting Brotherhood of the Shadows, so they got more kills on them. hence why the casualties numbers were so different. Sauron's Will here, 46 to 115. Mistborn Chosen didn't do as well as I would have thought. 67 here to 82. One on Halberds ranged from 39 to 112. North Maulers 103. And that is that. So, if you guys did enjoy this replay and want to see your own featured here on this channel, once again you can post into my Discord ID here you'll see on the screen, as well as my email at scoutsomentertainment@gmail.com, and a link to join my Discord server Scouts Reconnaissance, where you can post all manner of Total War replays into the Battle Replay sub-channel. Thank you to Morris for sending me this replay. This is Scouts of Entertainment signing off. Dismiss my fellow Scouts. See you in the next Total War battle.